CJ Flyer back with another YouTube video. Did you guys see the game last night? Oh my goodness, Klay Thompson. Whoo, man. Oh, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Let's take a look at this box score. Could not have been a better start for the Dallas Mavericks, and especially for Klay Thompson getting the NBA, or sorry, not the NBA, but the Dallas Mavericks franchise record for most three-pointers in a debut for the team with 6 made threes, 6 of 10 from 3, 7 of 13 from the field. And not only that, I know everyone's going to focus on the three-point shooting, and that's totally fine. Nothing wrong with that, but I was really excited, especially in the first quarter. Klay's doing it on both ends of the floor. He's hustling for rebounds. He's fighting for steals. He's just hustling in general. There was one play in particular, I wish I remember when exactly it was so you could look it up. I want to say it was at some point in the third quarter, maybe second or third quarter, where it's all three of Dallas's star players, Luka, Kyrie, Klay, all hustling and working together, fighting for possession on defense. When do you ever see a team's top three players fighting hard on defense simultaneously? Klay looked like he's been on this team for years. He's fit in perfectly right from the get-go. I was expecting some kind of, awkwardness and players trying to get familiar with each other. No, Klay looks like he's been on this team for years. I'm speechless. I'm speechless about this team. As a Dallas Mavericks fan, man, I'm hype, as you can tell. And I got my morning coffee this time. I know there's one of the videos earlier this week I was recording. I was definitely a bit sleepy, but we're here. We got the coffee, and we're hyped up. So, great game from the Mavs. Obviously, yes, it's against the Spurs, so let me not get too ahead of myself here. But everyone looked rusty to start this game. Luka and Kyrie had some really good open looks. They were missing them. Thankfully, Luka turned it around because his three-point percentage was looking pretty bad for a while there. Other players, PJ has these kinds of games sometimes where he's and they weren't necessarily bad looks, but you can kind of tell he's rushing the shot a little bit. So, I think that'll work itself out. I'm not too concerned. Same with Quentin Grimes. I think Quentin Grimes is kind of trying to force it for himself a little bit at times. But I think that's something that, naturally over the course of several games, he'll figure things out. I'm not too worried. Najee Marshall, obviously he didn't shoot very well, but man, I was so excited about him too. End of the first half, his defensive possession, his on-ball defense on Chris Paul. Oh man, if that's just a little glimpse of what we're going to get in the playoffs next year, I just can't wait. This team, there's a lot of concern about, we lost Derrick Jones Jr. He was a key piece on defense, with the on-ball. Well, Najee Marshall's got that taken care of. I miss Derrick Jones Jr. and his athleticism and his crazy dunks, but we got the defense taken care of with Najee Marshall. Not an issue. Klay's good on defense. His downfall has been greatly overstated to the point of it being completely false, in my opinion. Yes, I'm sure he'll have some bad games later. I'm sure there's probably going to be a game at some point he might go 2 of 10 from 3. And you know what? Law of averages, it's fine. Just get it out of your system. Get ready for the playoffs. I'm ready for this team come April. I'm just so excited. Can you guys tell I'm excited? We're already 4 minutes in, and I can't shut up about this team. So, that being said, I do plan to attend the other game where they play the Spurs here. They'll play them again in Dallas in mid-November, and my intentions at the moment are to attend that game, so that'll be fun. I'll let you guys know how that is. And I expect Wembanayama will probably have a much better performance. Obviously, the Mavs came in with a great defensive game plan, bodying up Wembanayama and whatnot. But I do expect, especially with the outside shooting, I expect he'll come around and have a much better game in Dallas the second time around. We'll just see. Chris Paul also didn't score very well. The 1 3 he did make, I mean, my goodness, it was like a I think Derek Lively contested it, and I was kind of surprised he made it. But he was doing other things. Yeah, the Spurs overall, I don't think anyone sees them as a team that's going to be a playoff team anyway. I know some people are like, they'll be better this year, but the West is so stacked. But I think it's great for the Spurs. Chris Paul there to kind of mentor the younger guys, especially Castle. So that'll be good for them. Harrison Barnes started off really hot, by the way. That was 2 of 5 from 3. Those 2 threes he made, it was like 2 in a row, back-to-back possessions sometime in I want to say the second quarter. Yeah, that was crazy. So, anyways, great showing for the Mavs for their first game. And then I believe they play the Suns next. But anyways, rest of this video now, we're going to start looking. I've been doing this every day. For those of you that have not been watching the videos, I predict who's going to win the games, and then we review it, and we're documenting it, because I don't think any other analyst, at least no one's got the master spreadsheet, so that's what we're going to do. We're bringing out the master spreadsheet. We're going to record my predictions for the entire year for who I think is going to win, lose. Obviously, regular season's kind of a coin toss at times, but come playoff time, I think this will be a lot more fun. So we're going to keep this going throughout the season. As you can see, yesterday I went 2 of 4 here. Not as good as day 2, and my goodness, day 1 I was 0 of 2. I've been making some slightly bold predictions. Like I predicted the Knicks to surprise people and beat the Celtics. I think they surprised people, but I think Celtics surprised people more than the Knicks did. Miles McBride had a really good game that first game. Anyways, I'm done rambling. I want to talk about this Nuggets Thunder game. What in the world? The Nuggets they low-key might actually be bad. Like, the Nuggets, that bench unit is awful. I didn't watch the whole game, but it was definitely the post-Thunder Russell Westbrook experience. Let's just say that. Okay, let's start predicting these games for today. We'll look at the injury report. We'll look at the box score. Actually, for the Nets Magic, I'm not even going to look at the injury report or anything. Honestly, any team that's playing the Nets this year, I'm just going to assume they're going to win for the most part. Unless it's like a team like the Raptors or the Jazz or the Blazers or the Wizards. You get what I'm saying. Unless it's one of those other like low-tier teams, I'm probably going to pick the other team to beat the Nets. And then, of course, if you haven't been watching these videos yet, we'll pick the betting favorite, or not pick the betting favorite. We'll compare with the betting favorite later. Raptors and 76ers, Embiid's still out. Paul George, to my knowledge, is still out. This is a home game for Toronto. Let's go ahead and see if there's any other injuries that I'm not aware of at this moment. Actually, we can just find that in the depth chart here. So Philadelphia 76ers and Toronto Raptors. So Caleb Martin's day-to-day. And then the Raptors still have RJ Barrett out, Bruce Brown out. Quickly's day-to-day now. Jacoby Walter out, Kelly Olynyk out. And then who did they play earlier this week? I totally forgot. Oh, the Cavs. Oh, jeez. Yeah, look, I'm going to still take the Sixers in this one. Raptors are still missing some key players, and Sixers are not. Sixers could be in for a long season. Like, I'm sorry, Philly fans, but y'all could be in for a really long season. Even with Embiid and Paul George back, I'm not fully convinced. Hornets and Hawks, I really liked what I saw from the Hornets against Houston the other night. Again, let's look and make sure that there's no injuries that I'm forgetting about here. Looks like on the Hornets side, Brandon Miller's still out. Mark Williams is out. And then over on the Atlanta Hawks side, Kobe Buffkin's still out. Bogdanovich out. Cody Zeller out. So I'm leaning towards the Hawks, but I did really like what I saw from the Hornets against the Rockets in Houston. Was really surprised when they came in and stole that game on the road. Do I think they're going to do that every night against some of these middle-of-the-road teams, so to speak? Probably not. Although I don't know if I'd consider Atlanta middle of the road. They could be towards the bottom right there with Charlotte. I'm leaning towards taking Atlanta, though. I don't know that I got a good reason for it, but we're going to take Atlanta. Again, sometimes these games can be a little bit of a coin toss. Pistons and Cavs, we're taking Cavs. We don't need to look at any injury report or anything to make that judgment call. I know the Pistons had a pretty solid game against the Pacers the other night. That being said, I also don't think the Pacers are like top of the East. You know, I know they made the Eastern Conference Finals last year, but anyways, Pacers-Knicks. This will be fun. Giving it to the Knicks at home in Madison Square Garden. Grizzlies-Rockets. Man. Yeah. I'm a Zach Edey fan. Y'all know that if you've been watching the channel. Grizzlies, we'll give it to the Grizzlies. Houston going 0-2. That would actually be pretty wild. 0-2 at home. Bulls and Bucks are going to give it to the Bucks. Whoops. Jazz and Warriors are going to give this one to the Warriors. I think they're going to, from what we saw in day one for the Warriors game against the Blazers, I think they're going to be a little bit better than we're all expecting. Now, granted, this isn't a back-to-back. They played on the 23rd. Suns and Lakers. I know people are like telling me don't doubt the Lakers. JJ Redick's coaching is a lot better than, it's going to improve the team, and we've already seen it, versus the Timberwolves. I'm still giving this one to the Suns. Pelicans, Blazers. Pelicans are down bad. Blazers are just bad in general. Let's look at the injury report on that one. I know that DeJounte Murray, of course, is out. We talked about him in another video. And then the Blazers, Shaedon Sharpe's out. But not that really means anything for them anyways. Assuming Zion is playing, we'll give this one to New Orleans. Why not? I think it's a winnable game for them, even though it's on the road. Okay, so let's go ahead and compare with the betting favorites now. We're going to go ahead, open that up, and let's see. So Philly is favored in that first game. Oh, yeah, that's the annoying thing. The NBA.com schedule is a little bit out of order with what shows up on the betting odds. By the way, I'm not promoting sports gambling, sports betting here. I'm not affiliated or partnered with any sports betting, sports gambling site. If you're going to do it, please do it responsibly. Honestly, I don't encourage you to really do it at all. I just thought it's fun to compare our predictions to the odds. So that's why we do this. All right. Let's see. Of course, the Magic are favored. Knicks are favored. Cavs are favored. I'm not surprised by any of those. And then let's go back here. Whoops, wrong tab. Hornets, Hawks. Hawks are favored at home. Rockets are favored at home. Bucks are favored at home. That's also probably not surprising to a lot of people here. By the way, I put Rockets as the home team. I keep saying I need to add this to a Google Sheet so I can have a link in the description so you guys can kind of keep checking in on it yourselves, and I will eventually get around to that. Just give me time. Let's see. The rest of the games, Lakers are favored at home. That's not surprising to me. Warriors are favored. And Pelicans are favored. So that settles. Wait, I did say Warriors are favored, right? Yeah. Okay, we're all set now. So got a good slate of games tonight. Another 10 games in the NBA. If you got Sling, by the way, like I do, they have a NBA League Pass free trial, and my goodness, I'm addicted. It's amazing. I love it. I love just flipping between the game. Anytime one game's going to commercial, there on these 10 game nights, there is always another game going on. So if you got the Sling subscription, definitely check that out. I'm not saying buy League Pass at the moment, but I'm just saying it's a pretty fun time. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Dallas Mavericks, really excited. Great start to the season. Looking forward to some more NBA. And click one of the videos on your screen right now for some more NBA discussion.